Vortex.
But
And we are live. This is the Battle Vortex Vega Conflict Roundtable covering the last event. I don't even remember what the fuck I'm calling this one.
Retaliation.
Retaliation.
The Retribution,
There we go.
Retribution. Or Retribution, whatever. Yes, the
Oh.
R1.
The butt hurts.
The really annoying farm type one. My name's Lycan, and with me tonight we have our regular arbiter Zissis.
Nope.
Yep, our resident hypercoiner. Old man Rob.
Aye, that's me. How are we doing?
We have Wyvern Blade the Pinkie Pie. That stupid pink
Also known
triangle
as-
in the middle.
also known as Lycan's arch nemesis.
Yeah, no. And joined between those two, we have Ryan, who's the only one who seems to be formally dressed.
Also known as the Black Tower.
Okay then, if you say so.
Yes. Ryan's an original 8,000 member.
Oh wow, original 100.
Yeah, well.
So obviously tonight the topic is the event. How far we got? How we doing? You want to go first? I mean, it's obvious how far you've got. I mean, it's been more than 2 hours into the event. We know you've got everything.
Yes, I refit everything and tested everything.
How many fleets of condors do you have now?
None. I'm not building the Condor. That's by choice. I guess we'll start with the Condor. I expected it to be faster than a Hawk. I knew it wasn't going to be based on the initial specs. The only thing we get with the Condor that we do not get with a Hawk is free armor, 400 armor worth. Not a substantial amount, but you do get free armor. It's the same speed as a Hawk, although it flies a little differently. In the tests I did, I created a rear 5 Hawk. Well, I have a rear 5 Hawk, but I created a rear 5 Condor, and I just wanted to see how it would basically fly with a Hawk type of run straight flying tactic. And the difference is that with the Condor, when you click drag and it starts turning way after the Hawk does. So what ends up happening is you get to face your opponent at a 45-degree angle almost by the time that it's finished its run. So if you don't strafe immediately, or if you get slight lag, your ship stops, and there's a huge start time. As in with a Hawk, the Hawk starts turning a lot sooner, and is facing your opponent at a 45-degree angle well before the end of its run. So you have, with lag, you have time to strafe forward. So its flight characteristics are slightly different than a Hawk. I would consider it's not as nimble. That said, the Condor's AI is a lot better for strafing. So for shits and giggles, I might just actually build a fleet of Condors with Gladius 2 and Phase 5 with Strafe 5, and just put them up as escort fleets for my normal fleets, maybe by basers, only because it's going to freak out the opponent on auto. It does strafe well.
Are you going to make that your new prick fleet?
Yeah, that's what we do. In fact, maybe I'll just call that fleet exactly that. Now, you could fit Glads 2 with Phase 5 on the Condor, or you can't fit Glads 2 with Phase 5 on a Hawk with your 5s. So you could use the extra, the free armor on the Condor and decide not to add the armored cargo on it, or armored cargo hold as we call it, and go with bigger weapons or more shields. The only problem with it is that I see is the fact that it's just same speed as the Hawk and the same repair time. Different builds with Armored Cargo 3, you have a 16-hour repair time. on your fleet of Condors. With Armored Cargo 1 or 0, you have a 12-hour repair time. Now, I'm assuming you max out its indicates. So the repair time is significant. We don't get that much. We don't get any speed increase in battle. The only thing you do get is you get the free armor of 400, and you get a faster sector speed, which may or may not be important to you. So it's not what I expected. It certainly has its uses, but it's definitely not the fastest ship in the fleet or in the game, as it was taught it to be. Unless, of course, you consider sector speed as, it's the fastest sector speed ship in the game, but who cares?
Yeah, what good is sector speed?
Yeah, you can run away faster.
In the sector, and then you can get cut off by other people in the sector, but you can't run away faster in battle. Now, here's another thing that I realized. Because of its quirkiness in flight, when you're getting chased by a rear 5 Apocrypher, I basically tested it against the 55 Vegas that we're all hitting right now, you have maybe 2 hits, maybe 3 hits before you get caught up, and you die. So, because we have the red line, and the run's too close for this thing to actually be a runner, you're better off using Hawks to do the running, because they're more maneuverable in terms of the clip drag, unless, of course, Kickside fixes that. And the repair time problem on the cargo with this ship is weird, because when I put a Armored Hull or Armored Cargo 3 on it, I got a 16-hour repair time per fleet. When I switched to Armored Cargo 1, or no armor at all, I got a 12-hour repair time. That's a 1-hour difference per ship. Interestingly, when I took the Armored Cargo and put it on my Chicken Run Rev fleet, which had minimal armor originally, it gave me 3 times more armor when I took my armor off and replaced it with double Cargo 3, but my repair time on my Revs was less than with the Tritium armor that they had on there. They had really low Tritium armor. So something's not right with the repair time on the Cargo 3 on a... is that picture? Okay. Yes. With the repair time on Cargo 3 on the Condor. Another thing that I think Kickstarter should look into is my Chicken Run fleets. Although they had 3 times the armor they originally had, when I tested them without any armor but with double Armored Hull or Armored Cargo 3, I realized that as soon as the shields dropped in the base, they died as quickly as if I had no armor. Now, I'm very used to my Chicken Run fleet. I've been running it for 8 months now, hitting thousands of bases, so I know how it's supposed to react with different armor. I don't know if they're not factoring in the armor on the cargo. I don't know. It's too soon to tell. But my initial tests were very disappointing. I was supposed to have 3 times more armor than the normal revs that I run, yet they died faster than my normal revs when their shields dropped. So on a base that I'm very used to, which was basically Hex 5 and Technion 2 base.
So something's wrong with it.
It seems like something is wrong with it, yes. Can't quantify it yet because I haven't done more testing.
An update and a new feature from Kickside that has glitches. Who'd have thunk it, hey?
Yeah, it's possible. They have to definitely look into that.
No sarcasm intended.
Now.
So.
You sarcastic bastard.
Oh, yeah. So, Rob, how's your event going?
Slightly butthurt.
Butthurt. Do I need to feature you next week?
Yeah, no, don't feature me. I've got to admit it, they've made those new ships, I've got to say, a bit... My driving sucks. I'm not afraid to admit to that. But fuck me, those things do hurt. Even the level 35s, 40s, 45s, they freaking hurt. And perhaps I spend over 100 coin resetting up my ships, because the first time I just got walloped and more walloped. I thought, fuck. So I spent 100 coin just to redesign my ships. Slightly better, but not by much. And perhaps I've just got my ships the wrong setup completely, or just got the wrong ships completely. But yeah, it's It's a lot more harder than the last one, and that's thanks to the new ships.
What kind of ships are you using?
My two main ones, I've got. Main one is. Good question. Hang on, give me a second.
Is it Mass Driver Venoms?
To be frank with you, I can't remember for love or money. I can't remember the names. Give me a second. But yeah, I'm slightly butthurt, but chances are I've just got the wrong. I set all my ships up for the last raid, and I thought it would be roughly.
Hello, Stryder.
This.
Good evening. Have you got me now?
And
Yes, we hear you, Stryder.
we hear you, mate. I set my ships up for the last raid because I thought it would roughly be the same, but with those two different ships, or with the two ships inside, completely ruined my whole setup. I was going, shit.
So, what are you aiming for?
My goal, Ed Richie, I'd be happy if I can get level 3 weapon. Not too fussed about the ship. I'd love to go for it.
What would you be using the level 3 weapon on?
I can't see it.
Oh, the siege driver.
Yeah, the siege driver. Yeah. I'd be happy if I get my hands on that. I'd be happy as sin, but I can't. At this rate, I'm struggling to get it. Right, my main ships. Here we go. Is Venom ships with mass.
Where are you having the problem, Rob?
It's the two wee ships were hitting like a truck.
Yes, if you're using Mass Driver Venoms, they do not work on the Condors. That's how I started out, and I had to add in an old Beamhawk that I had.
Yeah.
I take out the cruiser and the 3 battleships with the Venoms, and then use the Hawk to kind of kite the Condors.
Yeah, mass drivers won't work. I have Glads 2 Magnets 4 when I was hitting the 55s, and 50% of my shots hit the Condors. Just to give you an idea how fast.
They're a bit too nimble for projectile weapons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, even if I was surprised because I've got I've got the speed up for the mass drive and the weapon pass. Both of them at level
What
4.
level?
Level 4.
Yeah, that's not enough.
And they're still
That's not enough for mass drivers.
They're still done. I mean, I'm researching that right now, but yeah, slightly butthurt. But I was spending to be a bit more difficult. So.
Do you have any Mass Driver Nighthawks?
I've got one fleet of Nighthawks, yes.
Okay, go out, hit a 55, kite the cruiser. Just killing the cruiser will give you 14k.
Oh, alright.
Yep, people are doing that too.
Just because yeah, that's cool. Oh, cheers, mate, thank you.
Yep.
And if you're anywhere in the 2000s, I can show you how I'm doing it with Venoms afterwards.
Now I've just TP'd myself. My bag's about to sector 200.
Oh, okay.
But also, I was surprised that they didn't put down a half repair time. I've got to say, I was quite surprised in that.
I wasn't. They didn't do it last event.
There are no plans to do half repair times.
So I can't ever get in at repair times.
I would have thought they would have done because now the ships are getting bigger with so's the tech, getting more and more time to repair. As more and more players reach sort of the high 30s and perhaps even low 40s, I thought they would reduce it just to help the mid to low corners out. But I was just surprised with that.
One thing that I did notice is as the events go on, you're going to need more and more of the new tech to actually be competitive if you're not pointing. So using MDs, for example, versus using Glads 2 is a big difference. So you got to start using the new tech. The old tech is totally obsolete now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been banging out the the 35s and 37s and 40s for the blueprints, but something's wrong with that block rate because I hit 20. I had 23 in one day, and then I got one blueprint. This shows people.
No, that sounds about right.
So it's,
I've been without a computer for 2 weeks. I've got one today. I've got one today. I'm up to 700. Yeah, just short of 700 points in the event. And hitting all them points, I've got 1 BP, and I've been hitting nothing but 50s and 55s. So
yeah. Some people are seeing a drop in it. Some people are seeing a rise in it. Some people are seeing no change. I mean, it's just happens to be where you are on your streak breaker. Because normally in the course of our week, we don't hit this many Vegas in one go.
no. I mean, I have hit. I've hit 35s and 37s and 40s like crazy, and I must have hit what, at least 20, 25 early on today, and not one blueprint's dropping. And I thought, come on in, it's like taking the mickey.
If you're going to use a streaker, you got to get to 40.
Single Vega today. I'm just running around killing the cruisers with my Mass Driver Hawks, and it's racking up the cores pretty good.
So Ryan, what are you aiming for this event?
Oh, I'm trying to get the Condor.
Why?
Well, I'm hoping that they'll change it like they did with the APOC when we first got that.
Ah, yes, everyone's hoping for that.
Well, cross your fingers and pray, boys. Cross fingers and pray. There's no guarantee. It might actually be what they want.
Yep.
Another tier 3.5 ship. Because they're too much of a bunch of pussies to make tier 4.
Well, the thing is, it won't even be able to compete with the normal tier 3 ships like the Reds.
No. No, it's actually more of a repair time than the normal Reds that people are running. The Condor fleet is more repair time than my Glad 2 Phased 5 Magnets for Apocryphers. That's how off the repairs are. Yep. And that's a no armor Condor fleet. An armored Condor fleet is 6 hours more than my Apocryphers to repair. Yeah. Look at, and also on top of that, a single Condor maxed out is level 27 fleet. So a whole fleet of them is definitely over level 35, which means you go out in sector, you're getting attacked by Apocryphers with your 5s. So I don't know. And then I saw on the Facebook pages people are saying, well, I'll just use 2 Condors beefed up as distractor base hitting. Yeah, sure. You're going to end up with a level 40 fleet, and you're going to be hitting level, what, 41 or 38 bases that are going to rip you up with torp 5s with spread. I don't care how fast you're going to be going back and forth. So it'll be interesting to see how people are going to use these things, if they're going to use them.
I'm almost low to you, but
Are they?
How are you doing this event?
Well, I wasn't able to do much since I wasn't as prepared as last time. So I was only able to get the first siege driver.
And are you stopping or continuing?
I kind of am.
We've still got 2 days left. Yeah,
This is going on till like Monday, right?
Yeah, 2 days left.
Yeah, I know.
The
only thing I have close to being able to hit the Vegas are the torpedo venoms, the mass driver hawks, and some beam venoms I've been using.
You don't have bodies?
Oh, wait, disruptor venoms. Wait, what?
You don't have any Gladius?
Nope. I didn't focus my time on the blueprints.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
some
you're
of
maybe
us are a bit
behind.
poor when it comes to blueprints. Because
Yeah, that's the key. You have
Yeah,
to,
pretty much.
if you don't have any blueprint tech in this game at this point, you're pretty much obsolete as a player.
Yeah.
Everybody has it.
well,
I mean, there's little or no point to actually doing much of the research now. Just go for the BPs.
Mm.
Yep.
But I
All of
was,
the weapons.
I was able to get a couple of blueprints from the raid. I was able to get a piece of the capacitor 1, a piece of capacitor 2, and a couple of pieces for Hydra 2s.
Okay, there you go. So at least you got something.
Sounds like a nice start.
It's a long road. I'm gonna say I've noticed I've been watching 2 battles, and it seems to be the people who's been sort of working very hard to get the blueprints are to be able to do this raid with a bit more ease than the people who are lacking.
Most definitely, most definitely. My 2 or 3 weeks where I went for blueprints is paying off. It's starting to pay off. I advise everybody, as soon as this raid's over, get out there, get the blueprints so you're ready for the next one.
Yeah, agree, definitely.
Oh, hell
yeah,
yeah.
I'm
They
just
do
getting
make life a
to
lot
the
more easier.
point where I'll be able to kill 45s and possibly 50s with ease during non-event times.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, everybody should be able to, I mean, anybody above 25 should be able to put a fleet of Rancor auto fleets, 2 or 3 Rancor auto fleets to do the 35s. That gets you your tier 3, your tier 2 prizes, which then you can fit ships with the tier 2 tech to go for the next tier up, tier 3. Once you've got tier 3, then you refit to get your tier 4s.
Yeah, I haven't
tier
really
fours come-
offered with auto fleet since about September.
Mm.
I mean, they've definitely made
I
a
mean,
lot.
if you've not got BP, if you haven't got BP tech, you are always going to struggle. You need the
Yeah.
BP.
Yep, BV top tip. Get the BPs or die stupidly.
That's right.
Someone give me the credit card number.
This, share.
Well, they don't have that feature yet, so. We did ask for it.
I've got to say, I mean, I am enjoying the raid because I've got to drive a lot better. I mean, I'm not the best driver in the universe, but I have been driving a lot better than I normally do because you've got to. If not, it's a complete wipeout nearly, or it's a good 4 or 5 hour repair time. So I am enjoying it. It's just it freaking hurts.
What level Vegas you doing, right?
Sorry.
What level Vegas you doing?
Anything 35 above.
Yeah.
The problem is you just don't have the latest tech. Everyone, I was supposed to help 2600 when it was done. So I asked in comms, all right, so who wants me to prep a 55? One guy asked once, and that was it. Why? Because everyone in 2600, even the lower level players, have the new tech. So they found out that even their normal auto fleets can work on 35s with minimal damage. So they've been doing okay all by themselves. You just have to have the new tech. Even level 1 and level 2 tech is fine. The old stuff is just outdated now, especially with the slippery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still throwing my my Rancor auto fleet out. Every time I go out to drive 50, I throw my 35 auto fleet out to put a 33 or a 35. Every little helps.
Yep.
Yeah,
My
auto fleet.
auto I get about 6 minutes repair time on these event Vegas.
Yeah, to the AI, they're not really making much of a difference. It's only to those who are hand flying.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've noticed on my auto fleet, all the damage is going on one ship. It's all going on my lead ship.
Yeah.
Whereas in the ordinary Vegas, my lead ship gets about 3 minutes repair time, and then the rest of the repair time is split between the other ships. This time, they seem to be going after the lead ship. It maybe needs a little bit of a tweak.
It's still practically insta repair.
Yes, I mean 6 minutes. You wait for 1.5 minutes and then 5 minutes. It's no great shake, really.
I shot 5 Venoms in for the lead ship. That'd probably hold up pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends also on which level you're hitting.
But
you want to have
this comes back to what Zissis asked for on Wednesday night. We need to be able to watch our auto fleet so we know what they're doing. Not being able to see what's happening is a major.
That's why it's always useful to have an alt in a nearby sector.
Yep, so you can actually watch. Yeah. I actually have a good idea for the next event. Instead of us farming cargo, what Kixeye should do is have an event where we attack each other, and we actually get cores by incurring damage on another player. So instead of attacking Vegas, we still get blueprints based on number of cores, but if I have to attack your fleet, and depending on how many points of damage I do after the attack, I get certain cores. So even the loser of a battle gets a certain amount of cores.
But see, here's the thing. What people would do is they just turn their fleets around and let you kill them, and people would work together that way and get all their cores.
It's fine. They work together right now anyway. I kill the lead ships on a 55, and then you go and you swarm in with one single hawk, and kite the rest. You'll work together anyway. The point is, though, instead of us just farming Vegas 24/7, make it so that people actually fight each other. It'll make it more interesting too, because you're not fighting AIs. And it'll also increase everyone's flight skill levels because they'll be forced to go into player battles through the event, as opposed to figuring out the AI algorithm and then just rinse and repeating all day long. So it'd be the exact same event. The only difference is we're not killing Vegas, we're killing each other. Of course, you wouldn't have to get 100 or 1,000,000 cores because everyone's going to incur damage, so they'd have to adjust the amount of cores per blueprint. But I think it just would be a much more fun event. And you can relocate, so if you're stuck in a sector where it's too difficult, relocate to another sector that's easier. Or play the alternate game, bring out your Harriers and just poke at everyone's fleets. Or your instant repair ships and just throw them at everyone. So there's a way for everyone to get blueprints, and no one's going to be bitching that it's just, Vega cargo farming day.
Yeah, because the people who've been sitting farming Vegas for the last God knows how many months, they're just doing what they do anyway.
Forever.
Or what they
exactly like.
Is they take some of the new ships that people have created for the competition and make those event ships.
Maybe.
Well, I understood that's what the competition was for. That maybe not the winner, but the one that the devs thought was the most viable would possibly be a future raid ship.
Maybe.
Yes, but we don't know.
I mean, I think
it's kind of implied, but they didn't flat out say it.
Yeah, I think they were just looking to see just sort of community interaction.
Have they been spawning out quickly as well? Daft question.
They do. In the events, they spawn something like every 10 minutes rather than every half an hour.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's constantly ships out there.
At the very beginning of the event, though, you have to get a ship within the first minute or they were gone.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem I've been having. That's why I moved sectors, because I wasn't 2600, and trying to get to 35, 37s, so like going fuck, gone, fuck. So I moved sectors again.
It's starting to slow down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first day was just ridiculous. You can jump to anything. That's why I started just doing 55s because, or at least some 55s out there.
Well, is there something lag as well?
Yeah, I lost
I
a
did get lag to begin with, but I was only getting that when modifying a fleet, you know, adding and removing ships from a fleet.
The only problem I've had is when I load into my base, it's a bit slow, but other than that, it's been smooth sailing.
I mean, I've noticed a couple of times I've lagged out during combat itself. And I've checked my PC, I've checked my internet, and that's all fine. But the chance I was just very busy was causing the weird lag. I mean, that's caused a few butthurt issues as well. I just wondered, was anyone else having the same issues as I was?
Maybe
I lost
more people in your sector.
I only started today. A shiny brand new spanking computer. I've had no lag whatsoever. The only problem is my brand new spanking computer. The friggin' sound won't work on it properly. Everybody else can get a computer to plug it in and it works fine, no chance. But these things are sent to tryers. But I have had absolutely no lag whatsoever.
Yeah, I think any lag did have settled itself down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing that because of everyone came out in the first 5 seconds when it started, and every single one is going absolutely ballistic and mental. So that's probably when I spend most of my lag is then. What's fair enough for me? If you've got X amount of a few thousand people playing at the same time, it's surprising that it's coping the way it is compared to some of the other games what they have. I mean, they have done, again, for a quality of game to make it runnable, they are doing a fantastic job again.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't really complain about the little bit of lag we're getting. You look at War Commander and Battle Pirates, they have full-on server crashes.
Oh, yes.
SOSs.
Yeah.
Go on.
And
No,
then there's...
Nope, ever.
Page has been lost forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did one see the new pop-up that came up earlier today from Mystery Voice?
Yes.
Saying that, oh, I really didn't mean to goof last time and give out all your coordinates and piss off the Vega. I'll try not to do that again. Oops, I just did.
Is that the hot chick?
No, Dave, you idiot. The last event, Mystery Voice, whoever this person was a master tactician, didn't screw up, and was actually fairly intelligent. Now, he sounds like a moron. He doesn't know what he's doing. Last time it was like... What it
sounded like he was saying is that he was giving away the position of Vega fleets carrying data cores. And that he was being somewhat sarcastic.
Maybe his little sister took over the account.
I don't know, something's happened. I mean, his IQ has dropped to the floor.
It's maybe Rick and Mortis and it's his twin brother.
Oh, dear. Oh, something.
So
I mean,
overall, what do you guys think in terms of this event compared to the other event? I think this event is better compared to the previous one.
For me personally, because I got my fleet set up to the last one roughly, I'm finding it better. I've got to drive a lot more better, so I'm liking that side of things. But it's now
harder.
Yes, it is a lot more harder. Even the 35s, even they, if you get it wrong slightly, it freaking hurts. And it's not like sort of an extra 2 minutes repair time. You talk about nearly an hour to 2 hours extra repair time if you get it wrong. What's fair enough for me, like I say, it is going to be challenging. I understand that, but I'm liking it, but it's now becoming a bit tedious now. It's.
I mean, that's roughly my standpoint, really. It's slightly harder than the last event, but then again, we got the tech from the last event, so it should be slightly harder. I think they've got the balance about right. Yeah, we're up against a new ship, the ship that we were trying to get, but I'm happy with this event. I think they've got the balance right. I would like to see the lowest player that gets the Condor. See if we can beat the level 28.
By the way, people that if they don't know what Siege Driver 3 does, so I've hit my base with Siege Driver 4 Trident, Siege Driver 3, 8 my capacitor 3 command modules in like 4 shots. Took the base down to 22%. So Siege Driver 3 with phase 5 on Tridents, even though you get shit armor and shit shields if you're gonna fit them on Tridents. Two beefed up distractors will rip a base apart at the highest level. It just takes forever for those shots to hit, but once they hit, your capacitance 3 plates go down quick. He took my bridge down in under a minute, and it has double cap 3 and I think metaphase 3 on it.
But if you're sitting there sniping, I mean, you're not going to try and do everything in one hit.
No, he actually took my base down to 22% with 2 snipe hits.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, basically, all he did is he sniped out all the long range and the chargers on one side of the base. And then, what was I left with? Tachyon 3s and some optics, right? And then he came in the same direction and took out the bridge, which caused some collateral damage, dropped the shields on the other command modules, and then just hit one command module at a time. 3 or 4 shots, each capacitance 3 command module goes down. Its collateral damage blows up everything around it. I mean, it took him no time at all. 2 hits, 2 snipe hits even, and the base was dead. He used apocryphers with high shields, high armor, and most of the time they were just sitting there as distractors and getting pounded. So definitely, if our bases were weak before, they're definitely super weak now. So I would expect that in the future, everyone's going to be just sniping with these new weapons, especially the folks that got Siege 3.
It's a piece of shit right now.
Yep. And of course, once everyone adjusts and put all long-range weapons on their bases, then everyone will just switch to tank revs and rushing them. Yep. So we definitely need something more on the base side. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's more space on our CMs or something.
How about a really cool new weapon in the next event?
Well, for bases.
That would help. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get something for bases. I mean, Kixeye said all year they're going to be doing stuff for bases for us. They did reduce the size of the weight of the guns so we can fit them on CMs, but that's not even close to what we need based on the stuff they give us for fleets at this point.
Well, I'm thinking back to when we got the mines.
Yeah, the mines are kind of useless for the new ship, though.
We're getting different types of mines.
Yeah, we were supposed to get different types of mines, that's true. But we got
that was a maybe.
Yeah. Yes, I would have to guess that that's what we would do next. We'll get a new mine bases.
Yeah, at this point, I really don't care what we get as long as we get something, because you're either going to defend against the snipes and die on blitz, or defend against blitz and die on snipes, or in this case, right now with the new weapon, if you equally defend on blitz and sniping, you're dead anyway with the new weapon because of the distractors.
Even with because do you have all the new armor, don't you, on your?
I have everything. I have every single tech we can have. And everything is fit on my base, yes. It doesn't matter.
And if you're struggling to defend against that type of weapon...
Well, the thing is that Zissis is smart. He's using the fact that he can beef up his Apocryphers, distractors, so much that they can just sit there. And even when he faces a base that is just mostly long-range weapons, he moves his distractors around a bit. Okay, so he leaves with 10% health left on each distractor, but he still does his damage. Now, with the new Siege 3, it's going to be even worse. There's absolutely no way you can stop a prep. And then it's just a matter of the other guy coming in with beefed up rusher fleets. Or, in this case, like Zissis was testing on my base, just go back and keep, take out the bridge. And then take it down to as much as you can based on whatever weapons are left. I don't know if Kixeye employees actually hit bases. Probably not.
They do some work.
Yeah.
But I think this picture kind of says it all, Zissis.
Yes, everyone started to do
that. I mean, we've had this problem of sniping bases for a long while now. It's like you said, Zissis, you can either protect against a snipe or you can protect against the blitz. You can't do both. So you've got to go one way or the other. And that's definitely some to base.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but a base is supposed to be a lot stronger than an attacking fleet. And if you can create an attacking fleet that can sit there for 5 minutes and snipe your base and then come back 5 minutes more with the same fleet and snipe again. I mean, there were times when Zissis was testing out my base last week where he would prep 3 times in a row with the same fleet. And his distractors was just still good. Now, granted, all I have on long range on my base is Torque 5s with spread 3, 4 of them. But I've seen him do the same thing with bases that are designed to prevent sniping, and he still does his 2 or 3 preps and then goes in with a rushing fleet. And it's not just him; everyone does it these days, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten so ridiculous that I don't use my chicken run fleets anymore to just steal res from a level 41 or level 42 base. I use my chicken run fleets to take out a bridge, steal your res, and get medals with 1 hit. So if I can do that with a chicken run fleet that has minimal armor, something's not. In terms of the balancing of bases and ships at this point.
Balance. That's a nice theory in Kickstarter.
Much high-end tech for ships, but the only thing they've given us for the bases is the tachyon, the armor, and the shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can't really use Tachyon 3 on command modules. I tried that and had to refit everything now. Because you don't have enough with Optics 5 Tachyon 3, your armor's shit. And without any specials on Tachyon 3, you can still put Capacitance 3 on there, but your Tachyon range is so small, you might as well not fire at all.
It's useless. Yeah. 9 times out of 10 they don't fire.
Yep. So now I'm switching back to Tachyon 2 Capacitance 3 Optics 5. Only because I want my weapon to at least fire.
Yeah.
Needs to do summit. It's not there for fucking decoration.
Yep. Yeah, so anyway, it's not observation. With this Siege 3, now we're going to see bases even weaker. And it doesn't take a genius to take mount 2 Siege 3s with a phase 5 on a Trident either. You don't give a shit about your shields and armor anyway because you have 2 beefed up distractors or in some cases 3.
Plus you have the strafe.
Yep. So
in for a long roll on bases.
Month.
Yeah, could be in for a long roll.
Well, the good news is that no one really cares about their base getting smashed anyway. So Zissis hits my base, I'm full of res, takes me down to 22%, walks away with, I think if I remember correctly, I don't know, 20 or 30 million of res. I go hit 2 or 3 55s, I'm full again. So, medals are useless, we can't do anything with them, so I don't give a shit about losing them or gaining them. So that's the other side of the coin. Is nobody cares unless you have an ego problem. You say, "Oh, okay, your base sucks and whatever." But if they make the metals worth something,
my antimatter.
well, if you hit a cargo 50 and above, you get the same amount of antimatter as other res.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they were quite nice to us, the elite Vega cargoes.
Yep.
They decided to balance things out.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're getting like what? Almost 15 million res, so a couple of million of that is antimatter. Yep. So again, res not a problem because the attacker can only take so much. Even when I chicken run bases now, if I just hit one silo, take 30 million, come back at another silo, take 30 million, the big level 42 bases, I tend to bubble them just by hitting half their silos because of the way they're designed. So I can only take so much. Even if I walk away with 100 million res, big deal. So you're farming for half an hour and you're back up online, full again. I mean, it's almost bad enough where I'm considering going to full silos again instead of the stripped down like 2 or 3 that I have now. Only because I want to hold again 150 million of each res on my base because then I don't care. You can give me 24-hour bubble 2 or 3 times a day, or 2 or 3 days in a row, and I still have plenty of res on my base. Which kind of makes base hitting pointless, or at least getting attacked pointless.
Yeah,
I really.
I mean, even with a snipe fleet, I mean, people. I mean, I've been computerless for the last fortnight. A couple of guys in 200. I think we took about six kills to hit me to find a good 24-hour
What
bubble.
they should do is make it to 100% of base. You can come back with your cargo fleet and just keep filling up and taking the res.
Well, they got to make something because I remember in the past the only reason why I actually started the whole chicken run fleet is because back then res was scarce, and I can actually hurt a player by hitting their base. Now I can't hurt anyone by hitting their base. I mean, they should just be laughing at me saying thanks for the 24-hour bubble, and give me 15 minutes and I'll take my res back just by hitting Vegas.
Yep.
So it's kind of changed the whole dynamic of what it is to get hit on your base. It's almost like you're a noob and you don't care because you instant repair.
Yeah, the whole premise of the game when we first started was that we were rebels and res was scarce.
Yep.
Yeah, and now we got res flowing out of our asses.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you can't hit the res,
I spent 4 or 5 hours doing the event, and I'm absolutely took a break.
Yep.
So all the res I'm collecting, it goes to waste.
Yep. Yeah, and there's so much free res floating around that even if you're a low-level player or even if you're a high-level player and you lose 50 million res, you can just collect it without hitting anything within an hour.
Yeah.
So,
there's so much res floating around during these events that I don't bother with people that steal. I've got no room for it. So.
My big question to Kicksign now, I guess, is, so what is the challenge for us in this game now? Because everything has been changed so drastically. And I know it's in mid-flight and there's going to be more balancing and more things coming up. But right now, at least for me, and I'm pretty sure I speak to a lot of the endgame players as well, I have no challenge in the game. No one complains that I kill their fleets because who cares? They just repair them. No one complains that I kill their bases because it really does absolutely nothing to them. In fact, I'm always the loser. I get to repair my fleets and they get to hit repair and collect free res. Metals are useless, so they don't care that they lose their metals. So what's my mission in the game? I have no mission anymore. In the past, there were many missions. I can kill your base, starve your res, and watch you bitch all day. I can kill your fleets and take you out of the game. Well, now I can't do that because everyone has these small little fleets that they can play with. I can prevent you from farming, because I can take out my little Hawk fleet that was 5 coin repair back then and hit any level fleet I want to. Well, I can't do that anymore. I have to build, 4 or 5 different fleet levels to be able to kill a sector now. So what's left?
Not much. I mean, I'm nowhere near the level you are, Zis, but even I'm noticing it's a case of grind down to get the BPs. Once you've got the BPs,
that's it.
Everything falls to you. It's
yes.
Where's the challenge? Where's the counter to it? Where's
I used to spend tons of time like perfecting my base to make sure it doesn't get hit. I got a maxed out base now. I don't care, because it doesn't cause any damage to me. If I can't cause damage to other players in the game, then where's the conflict? I guess is the question I'm asking.
It's becoming less Vega conflict, more Vega farmers.
Yeah, so I think Kixeye has to come up with something for us to do.
Kixeye keeps saying that this is all supposed to be a PvP thing, and then it's just everything you do is gauged PvE. Hit the farmers, hit the Vegas, farm. Wanted to do that. I'd go play Farmville.
But then the problem is, once you've finished farming and you get all the tech that you want, now what do you do?
Exactly.
Build some fleet versus fleet ships and go out and kill everything in the sector.
Well, what are you going to kill? You're going to kill
cargo fleets,
auto fleets, level 20 fleets. Yeah, level 20 auto fleets, and then go back and watch them come back 20 seconds later. You're going to kill. What are you going to kill?
Go kill people's big level 40 and 50 farming fleets, piss them off, and get them to bring out their big fleet versus fleet hitox and shit.
That doesn't work that way. I tried that. You know what happens? You kill their level 50 non-auto repair venoms, and then they go out and they bring up their little, Genesis cruisers with double cargo 5 and collect everyone else's res and laugh at you while their fleets are being repaired.
Yeah, it's almost like someone told them how to do that, Zis.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it.
Yes.
I can't remember who told them to do
I don't know. That's strange one, isn't it? Yes. The mystery.
Yeah.
I still stand by the Genesis Thieving Guild. it's just everyone's doing it now. I even ran. If you look at the snapshots I took of the Condor on its repair time, if you look at my fleets, half of them are Genesis stealing fleets, double cargo fleets, in my fleet bay. Because I do that too.
Why not?
Well, everyone else does. I mean, there's nothing more to do in this game.
Yes,
I
troll fleet.
That's right.
Well, Zithis, in, 3-4 months, when I have all the big endgame fleets, maybe I'll come and fight your fleets.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I take on the challenge. The problem is, with all these repair times, I'm going to need, 10 players to do that to get some fun, because I just happen to be able to coin repair my 10-hour repair fleets.
Or how about another idea? Don't coin repair and see what happens.
Why would I want to play a game where I'm going to be battling for an hour and then waiting for a day? That just makes no sense to me.
Better.
Battling for an hour, waiting for a week.
Yep. Yeah, if you have a lot of these big fleets, that's basically what you're doing, because we serialize our repairs. So, I don't know. Where's the challenge? I want my challenge back. It's not like I want to quit the game or anything. I still love the game, but I'd like to...
Yeah, there's nothing there, is there, to do? I mean, for me, I'm still hunting fucking BPs, and I don't know tomorrow. Well, I'm starting to hate and regret. But at your level... Yeah,
the problem is I'm done with my BPs now. And a lot of people are done with their BPs now. So what are they going to do? If they're not going to coin $2 or $3 per fleet repair, I don't know what the answer is. Maybe we should start being able to hit the space turrets or something. But some new dynamic has to be added to the game.
Do you want something like what BP's got? That weekly mission shite?
Oh no, not those weekly missions. God,
No,
no,
I just
they're
want
god awful.
Yeah, it was. I'll stop playing the game completely now because it's shite. But I mean,
Yeah.
something like those ideas, a weekly mission type thing or something.
no, but I would like to.
Any
I'm
ideas?
not really in for. I'm not really in for auto missions or What I want to do is I want to be able to play this game like I used to, and I want to be able to incur pain to players, live players. I effectively cannot do that anymore because there's nothing that I can do in the game right now, regardless of what level you are in, where I can actually incur pain to you, because anything I do to you, you can easily recoup from.
Yeah.
In the past, because res was so scarce, that's what I keyed on. I said to myself, okay, it's hard to get res, so I'm going to take players' res away. I'm going to also kill their fleets at the same time so that they don't have the res to repair. That was a mission I had. At this point in time, I just don't have any kind of mission I can come up with that will incur pain to an opponent. Maybe that's why there are no more big wars between clans anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you think we could? Do you think reduce the res again?
I think it's too late for res because it's just too easy to get. Maybe they give us something different other than res that's hard to get, that's important for you in the game, that people can take away from you. I don't know.
The medals.
I don't know what the answer
Make
is.
the medals important somehow.
That
What
would be
about
another thing, yes.
What about, is there a percentage in the antimatter? If you're going to hit a base or hit a fleet with antimatter on it, is there a percentage still take, or is it still 50-50?
No, it's not. It's one third of your antimatter goes to your silos, 2/3 goes to your bridge. The problem with that is, who cares? I can hit a 55 and get the same kind of antimatter, if not more, than if I'm hitting your base one time, and incur almost no damage. So the res is not. I'm not going to hit bases for res anymore. I don't even hit bases to deplete all your res anymore because I know it's too easy for you to collect it because it's floating around in tens, if not hundreds of millions over the day in sector.
So what about then, here's an idea, is it worth then reducing the ships what spawn, increase the blueprint slightly? Would that make it a bit more, do you think that make it a bit more of a challenge?
Well, I think that if they have the res...
It's not going to do much because no one will be able to get hold of the fleet.
Yeah.
I mean, you think how many 35s, 37s are all disappearing straight after spawn. You reduce that, you won't get one for weeks. Even if you've got a 100% chance of getting a BP, you won't get a BP for weeks because you just won't be at the right time to get one.
Yeah, as far as cargo fleets, there are too many players per sector now.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to stop you sitting on a planet using the old spacebar trick and getting that 37 as it comes out of the plane. You can virtually hit the 37 or whatever level you want just by bookmarking the planet, sitting on the planet, using the spacebar, and as soon as it starts spawning, you can get the one you want.
Didn't hear a word you said, Stryder.
Basically, sit on the planet that's about to spawn. As they spawn, hold the spacebar and fire to hit.
Yes. But then you have 200 other players doing the same thing on that planet because Stryder gave that tip away about a month ago.
Yeah.
So, Stryder, you nerfed something without nerfing it.
Stryder, back it in. So,
yes, I don't know what the answer is. But we have to have something that's rare, that's very useful, that I can take away from a player. If that makes sense. It can't be res anymore because they blew the res thing, and we're not going to go backwards a year and go back to the old res levels.
That just leaves the medals. Something to do with the medals.
Yep. And now, if the problem is if they start doing a medal thing, because our bases are so off kilter now, and
people have like 300, 400 medals, they'd have to reset it all again.
Yeah, so I can go in with a 100 medal account, hit a 300 medal player with like a simple stupid rush fleet that just takes the bridge, or 25% or 75% the base, which is easy, and I've picked up 100 medals or whatever. So if they do the medal thing, then maybe Stryder's idea of not giving out medals at 75% is what we have to do. You only get medals after 50%. It makes it more of a challenge.
That would be a way. If they made the medal something, that would bring something back to the game. That would bring the conflict back into the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if medals are worth something and you can't just get medals by 75%ing of the base, then yeah, I'm going to go out and collect medals all day long. Because I know some Lovi is not going to come in, hit like a couple of CMs and 75% the base with a couple of fleets and still steal half my medals because he had 0.
Anyway. What about if they do something with the medals, so make them worth value, and then you can get the medals from hitting not just from player versus player, but from cargoes as well?
No.
No, because then they were farming medals just like you're farming res right now. It goes back to...
Medals have got the medal to be from hitting. You get them hitting bases.
Yeah. We don't want to have another thing where you're going to have to farm more.
Hitting Vegas, God knows how long, the BPs and events. We need medals to be worth something. Even if it's another way of getting a BP.
Well, here's an idea.
By trading in to get a BP.
Here's an idea. Maybe we get medals by by winning fleet-to-fleet battles as well. So not only do you get medals by hitting bases, but you get medals by actually hitting fleets. So yeah, a Lobi can come in and take my medals, but if I'm clearing out a whole sector, I don't care because I'm going to be collecting medals every time I kill a fleet.
Speaking of killing fleets, with the recent change to where you can only hit a fleet within 5 levels of your own.
That's only up to level
35 and over.
Yes, but below level 35, I think that in sector space, it should be extended to 10 levels.
Why?
Because it's just made it too easy for little players to go and piss off big players, and then the big players have to go back to their base and find their ships, and by the time they do, little players are already gone.
No, their base is still around. You can hit their base and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but he's not gone far.
Exactly, absolutely nothing.
Yep.
By looking in your battle log, you can go see the base. Wait for him to come out.
Yeah, there was a level 20 player that was bitching at me this week and saying, "Oh, I can kill you." So everyone killed this person, hers, I don't know who it was, base over and over again, and they kept bringing out instant repair little fleets to fight because they knew that if they were going to die, they'll just bring them out again. So basically, no one in the whole sector could do anything to this level 20 player, and they were just bitching, not bitching on comms, but boasting on comms that they're the best Vega player on the planet. Because they can do that. So yeah, you're right. If you get it intercepted by a low-level player, there's way too many things that they can do to play their game without being touched. But that's why we re-leveled the game on that big update, because the opposite is even worse. I used to go out there with a 5-coin repair Hawk fleet and kill everything in space over and over and over again. So I think that's even worse than what a little player can do to a big player right now.
How to solve this?
So anyway, something for Kickside to think about in terms of giving us to look forward to on a daily basis, not just on events. Because
give him some
it's not just me. even players that are months away from nth tech right now are still facing the same thing. All they're doing is just farming Vegas because it's pointless to do anything else for many reasons.
The only time I ever have any fun in this game now is when I take out my plasma talons.
There you go. So we're back to how the game was. The first couple of months we played it, and even now, that's I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I was just too stupid to make sure that I get the biggest tech
first
all the time. Yeah, I mean it used to be fun, but now it's not. But then I talk to other players that don't have the latest tech, but they still have level 40 and level 39 bases, and they tell me the same thing. The game is basically turned into a farming game. Anytime they want to engage somebody, they can't really induce any butt hurt because the player can absolutely continue playing without being impeded in any way. You can't starve a player anymore. You can't do anything like that anymore.
So basically the test of being a dick is now gone. How to solve it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess that's a question for another day.
Exactly.
I don't think we're going to solve it.
No. Don't even have an idea of how to at this point.
And Stryder, just keep quiet. just, I will mute you if I have to. No.
Who's got the duct tape, Stryder?
What I can see in this game is make the guns worth something.
Yep. Or there are other twists that they can do in the game. For example, if you're running big fleets, when you lose your fleet, maybe you have a small chance of losing one of the ships permanently. I mean, that's another angle that you can go down.
Online into the game, yeah.
Or maybe not losing a ship, but maybe losing one thing that's mounted on your ship, like a shield.
Now you're going down the route of Eve, and I mean, we know how much that they lost to the recent battles.
Yeah, okay, so you
go there.
What about? I'm going sort of some of a World of Warcraft theme here. What about sort of like quests?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be worth something. I'm not fighting players, but at least I have something to do in the game.
Yeah. Well, no,
That would be good too.
it's like it'd be a bit of both. It'd be PVE and a PvP quest.
Yeah,
Vega sector.
You can start it as a. Oh, I know. What's it called in World of Warcraft? It's a big rumble room. Basically, you go and attack a certain fleet. It's a massive fleet, super heavy, and basically it's all about driving skill and tech and so forth. And basically, each one you kill gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no big prizes for it, but at least it's something to do. So it's just one big rumble room type thing. Just go in there for there's 10 top, there's 10 sort of different levels of ships, from 1 to 10, for example. First one's going to be easy as anything, so it even gives the low-level players something to do as well, and it just giving that something to do. And basically, which is level 10 is the big ass fleets with the best gear, even perhaps even seeing new ships as well.
Create a Vega sector, where in the sector there's just like the main Vega base, that's just totally impregnable. And they have all these big, huge fleets surrounding it that you can go in and you can fight them, and different little Vega complexes that you can attack.
I mean, I think something like a weekly quest, sort of quest chain, would at least then it's given the players who have nothing else to do no more something to do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's where all the Vega cargoes go to.
Yeah, I mean, I love to slap that thing hard, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
I make that into sort of like a daily quest type thing. So you come in once a day and you've got to attack, or you've got to hit a certain part of the thing, or whatever it is. Make it a bit of a quest chain and perhaps rope in a bit of a storyline to the next raid that's coming up.
Yep.
Or was that
Well, I like that.
she kickside too much to see in the future?
I like the fact
as the
that
main
Pixar's
video came out
starting
for the...
Maybe in this Vega sector, they could have Vega patrol fleets that actually come at you and attack you inside that sector.
Care Bears.
Vega Care Bear. Now that's a concept.
Or an interesting thing might be, what if we actually can join the Vega Corporation? So I have nothing to do in the game. Maybe I want to be on the. I want to join, literally join the Vega Corporation. Start
so
some Vega fleets.
So like
you're
Alliance...
barred from doing that. You are barred from doing that. We'd never win.
Well, so like...
Yeah, come on, yeah, hit my Vega cargo fleet. Come on.
Imagine that. There are just random Vega cargo fleets that have an actual player controlling them, and you don't have any idea which ones they are. So then you go and hit it, and you get your ass kicked.
That's right. I wouldn't mind flying around with those like no minimum range Gladius destroyers that the Vegas have.
You're not allowed them.
What about some...
Maybe that's what they can do with the medals, is that you hand in the medals for a certain amount of time to be allowed to control Vega fleets.
There you go. There are things that they can do. They just have to come up with an angle for us to have more things to do in the game, I guess. But I think that would be cool if I can join the Vega Corporation. I'm not in a group right now anyway, so...
Yeah. What about some factions? There's about 2-3 different factions. They all, tech-wise, they're all equally the same, but just different storylines to go down.
Actually, yeah, they can do that, and they can even extend it where you have special tech. So if you're in a thieving faction, for example, maybe you get like a cloak or something. So depending on the type of tech you need for the job you're doing, and maybe thieving faction doesn't have high-end weapons; they have shitty weapons but more stealthy tech on them. And then a raiding faction
higher armor and shields, and more cargo space, but you trade off the weapons.
Exactly. So then you choose what...
Or maybe a boost to your speed.
Yeah, or whatever the case may be. Then you choose what you want to be in the game, and then you end up working within that tech space, and then it's actually going to be great for clans, because now clans can have an attack player, a defense player. It's almost like the old Dungeons and Dragons, where you have, you know, different types of players you can be, and you get, you know, different types of skills. That's an idea. That takes the boredom out of the whole thing.
So basically, so that you have classes in Vega.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Tank class, DPS class.
Yep. So you can come up with maybe a base hitting class, a fleet to fleet attack class, a sector defend class, a raiding class. And that would make it really interesting, because now you're fighting a player and you don't know what they are, and they come at you with a totally different set of tech than you have. That will introduce a shitload of dynamics in the game. I think that would be a great idea.
I would just create World of Warcraft in Vega.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it is. Basically, what it is. Yeah. I mean, me personally, like I say, there's no side to join. I mean, I love being the bad guy. I love being the bastard.
Yep.
That's just me, though. That's just the way I play. And
Join
I think... Sorry?
So what now? Never mind. We'll get that.
Yeah,
So that's another good
ideas,
idea.
guys.
They can introduce that. I don't know what it would take to actually...
It might be nice to have something that's somewhat of a balanced class that's close to what we have now at the same time, too.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the Care Bear class, where you have an equal balance of everything. And then,
Well, that would be the solo class.
No, because you can be solo. You can be on your own, and you can be in a class. So
you can attack and defend, and take care of yourself.
Yeah, but you're only going to attack and defend on an average level. If you face a raider class, you're screwed on an attack. So that's where the balance comes in. Just like you have balance in weapons and shields, you'll have a balance in terms of the class you want to choose. And if you want to switch classes, it's like switching your name. You got to pay $10, and then you got to refit everything. So choose wisely. I mean, there's so many things they can do to this game to not only increase their bottom line, but also make it very dynamic for us and make people want to play every day.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd choose the ninja class.
I mean,
Corner class, you mean?
Yeah, corner class. Yeah. I mean, it definitely adds some sort of factor chain, some factor sort of link to it, or stuff along those lines. It would give the game so much openness.
Yeah, if they have something like that,
and they can expand it like freaking crazy. I mean, we can all do that. The raid right now. Everyone joins together to do the big bass raid type thing. I mean, they can do so much.
Yeah, if you're in a defending class, for example, and you have another person in your group that's in the base hitting class, you're going to prep with your defending class ships and sit there forever, and the raider will come in. So there's so many different things you can do if you have these specials based on class, and you make it so that once you choose your class, you're stuck there. You can change it for 100 coins, but then you have to refit all your tech because you lose all your tech bonuses.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And they can do that and add in my idea of the Vega sector. Now you can have all these different players that have all the different classes go in and do a raid.
Yes, a proper raid too, where everyone has specialty skills and jobs in the process.
That would fit in with the alliance feature quite well.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
As well, yeah.
Great for alliance. You can create a very balanced alliance, or you can create like a raiding alliance. You can create all sorts of different things. So, I mean, just that little change changes the game completely, I think.
Yeah, well,
and it would be fun for everybody, including high-level players that are sitting there twiddling their thumbs because now they have all of the tech to pick the proper class and take advantage of it. So there's an idea.
Some good ideas. Anyway, I think it's probably time that we call a close to this. It's been going nearly an hour and a half. It's been a good one.
Whoopsie.
That's fine. So, thank you guys for coming along. Thank you to the people who have stuck around, all 6 of you who have stuck around. Oh, no, now we're down to 5. Well,
4.
Whoever left can go fuck off. Oh, look, now they're back. Now they're back, yeah. So,
please remember, if you're bitching about being hit inside a sector, then here's a message for all of you.
I wholeheartedly
you're
agree
such a
with the
bitch,
sentiment.
aren't you?
I'm kind of a bitch, yes.
Anyway, guys.
I watch these Roundtable.
Anyway, guys, thank you all for coming out. And for all the viewers, we will see you next Wednesday.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.